As I said, I moved into Bayview 12 years ago. I moved in 2 years after my partner died. Carol and I had been together for 38 years. So when she died, there was a big emptiness in my life. I had a lot of friends. My friends supported me through Carol's illness and Carol's death. Carol and I lived in a home in Shoreline for 30 years, and I had some wonderful neighbors. But at the end of the day, I came home to an empty house. I made dinner for one, and I sat in front of the TV. And I thought, this isn't the way I want my life to go, that I wanted something more than that. I didn't want to date. I wasn't interested in getting into another relationship. And I didn't think I wanted a roommate. So I started thinking about community. I was 72, and I thought maybe a retirement community would work for me. When I came to Bayview, I was by myself. Sue was the marketing person at the time, so she took me on a tour, and she asked me about my life. And so I talked about my life. I talked about Carol, and it was amazing. I mean, she referred to Carol as my wife. She said there wasn't really much of a community, much of a presence in Bayview of gay people, but there was a gay guy she wanted to introduce me to. So she introduced me to Bill. Bill had been a window decorator. He decorated the windows at a department store downtown. So he not only made me feel welcome, but he gave me a lot of tips on how to furnish and how to decorate my apartment. So that was it. I decided to move into Bayview. I moved in, and shortly after I got here, a resident called me. She said that she wanted to interview me for an article for the weekly newsletter, kind of an introductory of who I was for the community. So I said, fine. She came up, and I talked about where I was from, I talked about my work, and then I talked about my long-term relationship with Carol. She said, do you want me to print that? And I said, yes, please. It felt right to me to come out to the community so that I wouldn't be in a position where people would make the assumption I was straight, where people would be asking me questions and I'd have to counter them or, in a way, come out to so many people individually. I never had one negative response to the article about my life. I happened to move in at the time that they were campaigning for marriage equality, for gay marriage. And I found that at Bayview I had allies. People came to me, they talked to me about their kids, they talked to me about their gay grandkids. And so I felt that I was not only welcome, but that I was affirmed by the community.